Okay, last night, NFL draft, my biggest takeaway is Mac Jones is built like Daddy Padre. Am I wrong on that?
Well, okay, so we've all seen the shirtless Mac Jones pic, where it does seem like he's a sturdy kid, he's just not cut up. Whereas Daddy Padre, isn't he more of a skinny dude? I don't want to rip on him.
He just doesn't have any tone to him. It's all about the tone. Like you're going to be an NFL quarterback. You're a stud. There's no tone to your build, nothing. And so it's just like, again, the only reason why I say this is Lou Lamoriello, I always bring him up, would evaluate your body. Like look at you on the scale with no shirt on, naked, and evaluate. Not weird, but really look at you. Look at your side. Look at everything. Look at your face. Look at your neck. And he just doesn't look like, could he do more?
That's like Gladiator.
Could he cut up?
The scene from Gladiator?
But it's like, how can you not be a little bit more cut? Are you eating too much? All you do is work out. Or is it your body type?
So, as a quarterback, he's not a mobile quarterback. And at Alabama, he was throwing to freaking, over the course of his career, 4 or 5 first-round picks.
Yeah.
2 just last year. I think Mac Jones actually ends up going to the perfect situation for him, which is New England, Bill Belichick.
Discipline.
They actually have a lot of weapons now, especially tight end, run game. You know Belichick knows what he's doing. I just look at Mac Jones, though, and if you look at the way the NFL is going quarterback-wise, okay, you can have your prototypical pocket passers go back to the Peyton Manning types, right? But even somebody like Aaron Rodgers, now, he's very good on the run. He has enough mobility to make one guy miss, right, to move the pocket and make a throw. Pat Mahomes, he can move all over the place. Russell Wilson, he's a shorter guy also, so he sometimes needs to get outside of the pocket where you don't have to throw over a line of 6'6" dudes. So Mac Jones, to me, he feels like a game manager. And that's not even that big of a criticism, but I feel like back in the day, game managers weren't picked in the first round. But look, he went to Alabama. He won the national championship. He put up great numbers, but you're not going to have those passing windows to throw to like you did in college in the NFL. That said, he's in a perfect situation to succeed.
Yeah, I think he'll, I don't know enough about him, but if Bill Belichick's at the helm, like, just be a sponge, dude. Figure it out. Be a sponge.
For Bill Belichick to draft a quarterback in the first round and at pick 15, it wasn't like it was pick 28.
He didn't just like, I guess we'll pick this guy. He did his homework on that. Big time. Big time. So another big storyline with the NFL draft would be, I guess, the Aaron Rodgers situation. Right? I mean, is that the next? The first big story is not the build of Mac Jones, but I just saw a couple pictures. Did he take those goofy pictures, too, that somebody was chirping him on Twitter, where he's like at the draft and he's like looking out the window like a model? Was that him, too?
Well,
that was really corny.
That I think, though, and I'll use the word unfair again. When the kid's sitting there, this goes back to Aaron Rodgers. Remember, Aaron Rodgers had to sit there and wait forever at his draft year. Alex Smith gets picked first overall. Aaron Rodgers, what was it, 25? Whatever that pick was.
Sorry, that's not forever, but when you're top 10, that's forever. Yep.
Here's when it's forever. When you have about 10 minutes in between every pick, and the camera is just on you and your family in the green room for that whole 25 picks.
True.
That's what I remember from that draft more than anything, is they just kept looking at Aaron Rodgers. So that's the same with Mac Jones, because there was talk of Mac Jones maybe going number 3 to the 49ers. So when he didn't, the story becomes, where is he going to go?
Yep.
He didn't go till pick 15, so that means you have now 12 picks to kind of focus on him. And then the other story, quarterback-wise, Justin Fields going to the Bears. Remember, the Bears picked their guy. I can't remember his name, which tells you right there what he did the last couple years. But they had a chance. Yeah, Mitchie the Kid, Mitch Trubisky. They had a chance to get Mahomes or Deshaun Watson a few years ago. They trade up to pick Mitch Trubisky. At least they realize relatively early they move on from him and get a guy in Justin Fields who I'm not saying he's Pat Mahomes at all, but he's that type of quarterback because he's big, he's physical, he can run, and he's also that type of new age quarterback that can get on the move the pocket, and make throws, and he's very athletic.
So even when you said that yeah, the camera's on you, and you're not getting picked, but that's hundreds of thousands of dollars, too, with your signing bonus.
Yes.
Because, let me explain this to me. How is there, so if you're drafted, so this kid, what's the guy, Kawhi, that big kid, Kawhi Payne or something like that, where he's like, my mom's retired. I think he was picked like 21st overall. What kind of coin is this cat getting? Because he hasn't made a team yet, he hasn't signed yet, but he wants his mom to retire, and I kind of want to, like, as Jim would say, like, pull the reins, okay, for this time. Pull the reins on that. You haven't made any money yet. Just remember, I saw the movie The Program. Just remember that. You haven't made any coins. So, like, explain the breakdown.
Okay. That's a great point.
Breakdown.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Because in a lot of sports, and you know this too, so, and this changes every year, but I remember for a long time in the NBA, if you were a first-round pick, that was guaranteed 3-year contract. It wasn't as a second-rounder, right? In terms of your contract being guaranteed for an amount of years. So an article I'm reading right now, which was from yesterday, okay, and it says basically, first overall projected this year to receive nearly $37 million in his first contract, including a $24.2 million signing bonus. Okay, that's Trevor Lawrence. This was the projection. On the other side of the spectrum, I'm reading from the CNBC article, 32nd pick, Joe Tryon's 4-year deal with Tampa Bay is projected to be worth around a third of that at $11.2 million, including a $5.5 million signing bonus. So if you look at number 1 overall, let's just say they're going to get the $37 million. The final pick in the first round, number 32, is getting 11.2, so about a third of that. That speaks to Mac Jones. Mac Jones probably lost by not going number 3 and instead going 15.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what did he lose? He lost at least $10-ish million on his first deal.
Okay.
He made pretty well double. Like
Was that
half.
John Hadley? No, I'm just kidding. What's up, buddy?
Pretty well
so
half
he made,
it.
Yeah, you get cut in half. So, yeah, so not only the camera's on you, your buddies, your girlfriend, whatever, all your family, like, oh, God. And it's just like, cha-ching down, cha-ching down, cha-ching down, all that coin. But if you're good, you're going to make it up. Nope. If you're good, you're going to make it up. But I just want to, hopefully, that kid
Here it is.
that said his mom's going to retire
Well,
at least has $5 schmillion going on.
Yeah, so number 21, Kwity Paye,
Kwity Paye,
Indianapolis Colts. This is ballpark, by the way. This is what they project, so it'll be close. Total contract value, $13.66 million. Signing bonus, $7.3 million.
So
I would say
bonus
his mom should be able to retire.
So you get about $4 million. Yeah, you're good. You're good. You do it right. Your mom, if you got $4 schmil, your mom needs to retire, especially if she busted her ass doing her thing, raised you.
Here's the exact projection for the Mac Jones situation that we just discussed. Mac Jones at 15, total contract value $15.6 million, signing bonus $8.7 million. If he would have went number 3 instead of Trey Lance, so Trey Lance probably gets $34.2 million, signing bonus $22.2 million. So we were even off there. He lost close to 20. He lost probably $18-19 million total contract value by dropping 12 spots.
Contract value is one thing. The signing bonus is guaranteed, right? So like he can get banged up in the first practice and not get paid that. So you're like looking like a guaranteed money. So yeah, if you get picked high, you're good to go in the NFL. You're good to go. NHL, no, not necessarily, but you get a little bit. You get a little bit of things.
Here's what's crazy though. Remember, the NFL just in the last 10 years totally changed this. Remember what Sam Bradford got?
Oh my God.
Sam Bradford, having never thrown a pass in the NFL after a really good college career at Oklahoma, he got $50 million guaranteed. He got a $78 million contract. And Sam Bradford was an okay quarterback in the NFL. And he had some years where he was a decent starter. But that's what he was. And that's where, if you're a veteran player, it was the veteran players in the NFL who were getting ticked off. Why are you guaranteeing $40 and $50 million to the likes of Sam Bradford, Jamarcus Russell, to some of these guys?
He was great.
And they're total busts. And then a team has to shell that money out, and then they have to justify it by giving him 4 years to base. You're pot committed. You're pot committed at that point. you have to keep rolling him out there.
No wonder we don't see Sam Bradford in St. Louis ever, like just like roaming around. Because like you got the 50 schmel, but you come to St. Louis, like you're not giving speeches or anything because people are like, it's just weird, man. When you make that kind of money and you don't do anything, it's not his fault, but it's more like no wonder they hide. You know, you didn't do anything here. Like they just spent a ton of money on you. Probably put him in a bad spot, but he got hurt twice, and he get like his Achilles and his
knees banged up, and he wasn't in a great position to win here either. But I also don't think he was that dynamic number one pick type guy that was really going to change your franchise, even though he was the number one overall pick.
Who was the other cat that they had for a bit? Oh, Bolger. I golfed with him the other day. He made a ton of money, but he was actually pretty damn good with a bad team, wasn't he?
Well, let's look at the numbers. Mark Bolger had a much better career
Thank you, sir.
than Sam Bradford.
Much
Doesn't
better.
matter where you're drafted. Mark Bolger was a Pro Bowler.
Great golfer. Very handsome guy. He's got some coin doing
Isn't he
his thing.
trying to be an Olympian now? Is it curling?
Oh, that'd be great to do.
I think he
That's
is.
a Canadian thing. Yeah.
I swear.
Very nerdy.
I swear I read that Mark Bolger is trying to do some type of sport like that.
It might be nerdier than darts, to be honest with you. But at least you're sliding and things like that. But, God, if you're Mark Bolger, though, with that coin, why don't you just raise your kids and just watch them grow? Why do anything? Why just, you know what I mean? Like, have puppies like I do. Like, it'll keep you busy all damn day. Kids, puppies, have a big thing. I don't know. Like, you're going to go curl? Like, what's the wife saying about that? Is there money coming in?
It's a hobby.
We don't really need it. Yeah.
If you
What
could
about
go to
boating?
the Olympics, though,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
look at this.
I mean, that'd be cool. Is he that good?
On his Wikipedia right now, it says Mark Robert Bolger is an American curler and former football quarterback of the St. Louis Rams.
I just wouldn't want to get into anything that particular because it's all you're doing is curling now, and you don't do it at your house because you have to have ice. So you're away from your like. Why wouldn't you just be like, "You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be a cowboy in my 1,500 acres."
Mark Bolger, two-time Pro Bowler.
Yeah, he's
in
really
03 and 06.
What'd he make?
122 touchdowns, 93 picks, almost 23,000 passing yards. We'll look at Bradford's numbers, but Mark Bolger was a much better NFL quarterback than Sam Bradford.
But he wants to be a curler.
Good for him, man.
Yeah, I mean, again though, like if I made that coin, I had kids, and my Kate, I'm gonna go travel and curl now. She'd be like, oh, okay, but okay, I'm here. We have maids, but okay, I'm here. You're gonna go curl. How about can't we just become cowboy, cowgirl, get a bunch of and just cruise around and camp and do? I don't know. That's just me. Hey, that's just my opinion. Am I wrong on that? Johnny's looking at me like you chill too. You're gonna go curl? Get on with yourself.
And just so you know,
You skateboard though.
Sam Bradford's overall stats aren't that bad. 103 touchdowns, 61 picks, 19,449 passing yards. Was Offensive Rookie of the Year, but overall compared to Mark Bolger did have a better career.
Yeah, he definitely did. Great golfer. Holy cow, he could bomb that ball. He's actually kind of perfect, which I don't like. Flip phone Stan chimes in and goes, are you talking about Sam Bradford that was infamous for throwing 6-yard passes on 3rd and 8?
Sammy Checkdown.
Sammy Checkdown. You always got something for it. Charlie just has a little comment for everybody.
That
He
one
just
year,
does.
though, that 1 year that he had Denario Alexander when he was healthy coming out of Mizzou, there was that 1 year. I will give Sam Bradford this. You got to give him this. Don't hate. That man threw a beautiful deep ball. He threw a beautiful deep ball. Now, did he have the weapons to separate? That's another part. Right? He didn't have a great team around him to lift him up, but he threw a beautiful deep ball.
Did they need to give him 50 schmil?
They had to.
Okay.
That's why they changed the rules, man.
They were just forcing to give him 50 schmil guaranteed.
Yes. I mean, that was the contract. He was the last big-time $50 million guarantee.
$50 million guaranteed, and you're just like, I'm concussed. Trevor Lawrence, number 1 overall. He's doing his hair the whole time. Like, is this girlfriend hot? Can I ask that question?
First of all, not girlfriend. He just got married.
How old is he?
Well, he played 3 years in college, right?
Why?
So he's got to be about 21-ish.
Is he a Christian boy?
I would guess he is.
Okay.
Clemson's kind of the Christian football school.
Is it? Okay.
Well, Dabo's,
so he's a good human being.
Dabo's that type of guy.
It's just when you get married at a young age like that, I just look at numbers. I crunch numbers just like Jim Patton. You crunch those numbers. You're about to sign for $300 million maybe in 2 years, right? I mean, like, that's the trajectory. Seriously, though. Like, you're going to be – so enjoy a little bit, right? Enjoy just a little bit.
That would be my recommendation,
Although
but he's already married. Everybody's different, man.
I know.
Everybody's
You're right.
different.
You're right.
Maybe he's not Mr. Party and go out, and he found his bride, and maybe he wants to start a family right away.
Let me explain this. It's not about partying. It's just about, like, living your life and enjoying yourself and then I don't know.
He's 21 years old.
He's 21 years old.
He'll be 22 in October, and he is married.
Wow. Already.
Trevor Lawrence.
The beautiful man. If there's another Trevor, he'd probably marry Trevor. Why not? Looks beautiful. It is what it is. He's got better hair than his girl. It's crazy.
What do you think about this? Everybody's ripping on him. Not Trevor Lawrence, although some people are. Okay, so Trevor Lawrence going to the Jaguars. We all know Urban Meyer's there. Like him or not, hell of a coach in college. I mean, great coach, great recruiter, created or really helped revolutionize that spread option offense. We'll see if he can do it in the pros. I don't know if he'll be able to do it. However, the second he took that job, I said, guess who's going to end up there in some fashion? Now, I thought it was going to be as a coach because Tim Tebow and Urban Meyer are just
besties,
buddies.
Yeah.
Obviously, that was his coach at Florida. Tim Tebow is from the Jacksonville area. Those guys are tight. Tim Tebow is doing all his stuff with baseball, but that's over. He's doing his media stuff with the SEC Network and ESPN. He's got all the missionary work. He's a fantastic human being, dude.
Yeah,
that dude does everything for people overseas, for causes. He's always on missionary trips. Tim Tebow is a great dude. And I said he's going to end up there as a coach or a strength coach. And how about the fact that he's now trying out to be a tight end?
Yeah, but isn't that – I'd rather him be a strength coach than a tight end.
But give it a shot. If
fine.
He's not good, do you really think Urban Meyer –
Is it going to be a parade, though? Is it going to be too much where the guys are like, get this kid out of here?
I understand that. If it's a circus. But do you really think Urban Meyer is going to roll old Tim Tebow out there if he can't play? Give him a shot.
Well, I don't know. They're best buddies. I don't know.
Tim Tebow is a frickin' weight room maven. He's enormous, right?
Okay, so
it would not surprise me that he could be a crazy blocking tight end.
Okay.
Dude, he's a physical specimen.
Oh, I know. No, he's a freak.
Remember, he was a mobile quarterback. He can run.
I told you this before with PK Subban and old girl in the locker room, and guys like, oh, cool, your girl's here. Oh, yeah. You know, it's just sometimes it's too much. Even if he's a good human being, and PK's a good dude too, man. Like they're good. It's just too much.
I got to disagree with you here.
Okay.
With Tim Tebow. Why is he loud? Does he say controversial things? Okay, he's religious, and you know what? That's not my thing, but it doesn't bother me one bit.
Not at all.
Not one thing that man has ever said did it ever bother me. People are mad at him because, dude, he tried to play baseball. Give it a shot, and guess what? I guarantee you he made money for the Mets organization because people
100%.
came to watch him play because he's Tim Tebow, even if he hit 200 and he wasn't that good. Give it a shot.
It's not about him. It's not about him. It's about the media on him. It's about too much attention on him.
That's not his fault, though.
No,
like we're talking about him right now.
No, it's not his fault. But it's the coaching staff and everybody else's fault for bringing him in if it's not going to work. So either bring him in as like a counselor, as a good human being, as a good soul, as maybe like a good luck charm because he does good things and good things happen to good people for the most part. Yeah, that's great. But you bring him in, it's not about him. It's about the media all over his ass. And that gets the players, I'm telling you right now.
You're right, but remember when he went to New England? It wasn't a circus there. He didn't end up playing. He didn't end up playing, right? I mean, if you're the third-string quarterback or practice squad or the backup tight end, people aren't going to talk about you after that first weekend where you try out and everybody interviews you. If you're just a random guy that's not productive, the story goes away.
So on that team, who's the big boys on that team, though?
Jacksonville?
Yeah.
Well, Trevor Lawrence now.
Okay.
The coach, Urban Meyer.
And then Tim Tebow.
In terms of name recognition.
Yes.
But if he's not playing, if he's not even dressing.
But then that's going to be the controversy then. What's he doing? I don't know. Okay, you're right. We're spending too much time on that. I'm just throwing that out there.
He probably won't even make the team. I mean, maybe he even gets to play in a preseason game. He might not even make it to training camp.
And you know what? Those guys don't get any attention anyway. So it's like bring somebody down here that's like a good soul. And the camera's going to be on us, and maybe I'd get in the background like, hi, I just had like 5 sacks. Hi. Oh, you're talking to Tim Tebow again? But I'm in the background. I had 5 sacks. Oh.
Last point. When Tim Tebow was in the draft, there were a lot of teams that said, you are probably not an NFL quarterback, but you could be a hell of an H-back type player. Now, this is 12 years ago, so he's older now. But if Tim Tebow would have
drinking.
If Tim Tebow would have switched positions back right after college, he probably would have been a pretty good H-back tight end type player. Not a first rounder, but I bet you he could have played in the NFL for 5-6 years at that position.
How many days do you think how many days in the past 5 years he didn't work out?
Dude,
6.
He's a freak of nature. Well, he played professional baseball. Even though he didn't get to the majors, he still played professional sports for the last 2-3 years.
No, he's a freak, dude. He's an absolute freak in nature. Unbelievable athlete. I threw my point out. It could be the opposite effect. It's interesting to know. We're going to keep tabs on it. It is what it is.